I have died 3 times, and 3 times been reborn, though I am not yet 20 in the old earth years by which it is still the fashion to measure time. This is the story of my 3 deaths and my life between. My name is Khemri, though this is not the name my parents gave me. I do not know who my parents are and never will, for I was taken from them as a baby. This is one of the secrets the Empire keeps well. No prince may ever know his or her parents or the world of their birth. Even trying to find out is forbidden, which just about sums up the paradox of being a prince. We have vast power and seemingly limitless authority, except when we try to exercise that power or authority beyond the bounds that have been set for us. It's still about 1,000,000 times better than being an ordinary imperial subject, mind you. It just isn't everything that I thought it was going to be when I was a child, a prince candidate being carefully raised in considerable ignorance in my remote temple. So I'm one of the 10 million princes who rule the Empire, the largest political entity in recorded history or current knowledge. The Empire extends across a vast swath of the galaxy, encompassing more than 17 million systems, tens of millions of inhabited worlds, and trillions of sentient subjects, most of them humans of old Earth stock. It is imperial policy that all these mostly planet-bound yokel types know as little as possible about the apparently godlike beings who rule them. Even our enemies, the alien Sad Eyes, the enigmatic Deaders, and the Naknuk rebels know more of us than our own people. The ordinary folk think we're immortal, which is natural enough when they typically have something like their grandfather's grandfather's grandmother's nice commemorative stereo sculpture of a good-looking young prince on the family mantelpiece, and then they see the same prince handing out Grower of the Month awards at the annual Harvest Festival or whatever. It would be the same prince, too, because while we're not actually immortal, if we get killed, we do mostly get reborn into an identical adult body. It's a technical difference, I guess. And it's only mostly reborn. Our enemies know that we do not always come back from the dead. To have died 3 times like me is no big deal for a prince of the Empire. There are others who have died 9, 12, 20 times and still walk among our ranks. There are even princely societies where you have to have died a certain number of times to join, like the 9 Death Lifers. Bunch of idiots, if you ask me. All suicidal for 8 deaths and then super cautious afterward? Who'd want to join that society? Particularly since you never know if you are going to be reborn. It's up to the Emperor, and every now and then a dead prince's name just vanishes from the lists without explanation. And if you're dumb enough to make inquiries, you meet a lot of blank-eyed priests who don't know anything, and a weird kind of absence of anything about that dead prince if you directly ask the imperial mind. But before I get into my whole life story and all, let me take you through the bare facts of my childhood. I am presuming you're not an imperial prince, which you'd better not be, or I'll have wasted all the careful preparations that are supposed to make this record detonate with a ridiculously large antimatter explosion if it is accessed by any kind of princely sensory augmentation. I guess not recording it in the first place would be more secure, but I have my reasons. So, I would have been close to a year old when I was taken from my parents. Though I have no recollection of my early life, it is likely that I was born on a typical imperial world of the outer quadrants, a planet once marginal for human life, but long since remade by the trinity of imperial technology, the machines of mech-tech, the biological agents and life forms of bi-tech, and the wide-ranging and powerful mental forces of psi-tech. This is important, because if there's anything that makes the Empire what it has become, it is these 3 techs. Sure, the Sad Eyes have better psi-tech, but then we kick their parasitical little guts in with mech-tech and bi-tech. The Naknuks have taken bi-tech further than we have, so we do them in with psi-tech and mech-tech. The Deaders, it's a bit hard to know exactly what their primary tech is, since they always blow themselves up when they're beaten, But certainly the trinity of techs works against them as well. All imperial tech is managed and controlled by priests, who are divided into orders that worship different aspects of the emperor. They serve princes in all technical roles, but it's worth remembering that they also get orders directly from the imperial mind. Princes forget that sometimes, usually to their cost. Okay, where was I? Getting taken from my parents. Here we go.